Oh, shit. Still got my World of Warcraft coming up. This is a retail version I got so far behind. I've been playing this since 2004. Imagine that. Almost 20 years of playing World of Warcraft. Retail account, I only have one at max level. So I'm trying to get all my characters. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go just to get to 60. And then I have like 13 to go from 60 to 70. I'm sure you got about a year before the new expansion comes out. But I enjoy playing. It's a little off time, you know. I'm like multitasking tonight. I got my Facebook on another screen. Anybody catch that little comment I put in the description of the last video about my Facebook? Little, if you like sexual chit chat, hit me up on Facebook. It's kind of, you know, I don't care. I mean, I talk to a lot of people, but it's kind of an inside joke. A guy from here messaged me on there, thought he was going to be a smart ass, and when I kind of went with the flow, he was like, wow, dude, can't rattle you for nothing. So it was a good time. It's all fun. So I figured I'd put that little link in there, and 'cause a few people had asked me what that was all about. So, well, now you know. So an interesting day, not a lot of movement with Fubo here. I thought it would go up more, but it got right to that 247, 248. Then they knocked it down, and they're kind of a little bit on the move after hours. You know they're just going to hammer it in the morning. So we'll see. They're going to short it down in the morning and run back up. I'd like to see it break this. Tomorrow, I'd like to see that break that and go for a run before earnings here. Hopefully we get like a little bit of a beat on the earnings. That would be sweet. Because with this new exclusive perks thing that they got going on, I really, honest, I said it in the other video, I think it's a good deal. It'll draw some attention. But honestly, I mean, my thinking, you know, when CEO says something about investors and they're going to offer these perks and to shareholders and stuff, you know, what is he doing? Pumping it a little bit, you know? I'm like, is he going to dump out some shares after? Who knows, eh? They're all about the money. They don't just, one should always remember that these CEOs, they don't give a shit about investors. It's all about the money. So, you have to kind of be careful, but I mean, this is definitely going up eventually. It's just a matter of time. Like I keep saying, you know, the only reason this is down is because of these short sellers and a crooked freaking market maker. So for instance, and this is something I've learned over the years, you know, and it's just, it's crazy. Market makers, they also, not only do they, you know, want to take every penny that you possibly put into the market, but they also sucker people into shorting, get people stuck, you know, and they just manipulate it any way they can. Here's the thing, is they can, because they can front run, and which is supposed to be illegal. Look at, I mean, I was watching the order book today, and there's just a ton of spoofing going on, which is supposed to be illegal for them to do. But you know what? SEC, they just slap fines on them, and these institutions and market makers and stuff doing it, that it just cost of doing business, you know? Say, for instance, if every single day, if someone fined me $100 for making 10 grand, I'd do it every day. Would you worry about the $100 fine? No, you know, and that's the same thing that's going on here. So, but yet, as retail, you could complain, and the SEC is going to be like, oh yeah, we know them, we find them, and It's just one hand watching the other, you know, a big old corporation patting each other on the back, and it's just, it's a fiasco. So, you know, there's nothing you're gonna do about it. So, you just gotta go with the flow and know that it's happening and keep yourself safe, you know. Because I don't think it'll change. I just, you know, well, I shouldn't say that because I still think retail holding on to shares and not selling when they pound it down, that's really thrown a little monkey wrench into their whole algorithmic thing. That, you know, like they have this mental game plan. If you listen to Ken Griffin there, he's got, you know, he brings in, his whole staff is made up of people that I also have psychological, you know, backgrounds and stuff. So, you know, basically, they think they know what you're going to think before you think it, you know. And it's no different than marketing. Look at Facebook ads and, you know, all the stuff they're marketing and, you know, doing research and gathering information and putting stuff out there that they know that you bought before, so let's throw different variations in front of you and you're gonna buy it. Look when you, kind of getting off track here, but look at when you go to like stores or certain shopping things, you know, they psychologically they know like the music and the scent that you're smelling, and it creates buying, eh? So, you ever been to a casino with a clock in it? Probably not, huh? Yeah. Look around. If you never thought about it, check it out. You go to a casino, there's no clocks anywhere. Because they don't want you to be able to tell the time, because then you can say, okay, I'm only going to play for half an hour. And if you're, you know, if you're determined to only be that half an hour, you'll be gone after the half an hour. This way, with no clocks, no way to tell time other than your phone, you probably end up playing for an hour and a half rather than a half an hour. They get me no matter what. So it's like, I get in there and I get up. I get up too quick, then I'm like, wow, I've only been here half an hour. I'm not leaving yet. Yeah, you know where that goes. But so with Fubo, I'll be curious to see what happens tomorrow. If some buys and stuff can run this up, get something going here. You know, they would have shorted it down more today if they could. So there was a little bit of a fight this morning. I was watching the level 1 there, whatever, and level 2 actually, but so there's a little bit of a fight going on. You know, they were they're buying it up, and then they just hammer at it, but the price wouldn't actually go anywhere. But you could see shares moving back and forth, and it was interesting. So there's a little bit of this whole scenario, in my opinion, is all forced. You know, yeah, you got algorithmic trading and stuff like that, but it's a forced issue. They're literally trying to force it down past the buying pressure. And the same thing with these long green bars, you know. It's just too quick. I mean, this is the day chart, but you know what I mean? It's just, they try to push it down past this, and whew, it just shoots up, you know. So somebody's there pulling the trigger and saying, oh, no. So we'll see what happens with earnings. This is going to be a big one, you know. I mean, if earnings are kind of shit and they push it back down to this $2 level, you know, we could see this drop back to that 150. But I don't think it will. I think enough institutions are 100% positive with Fubo and in their direction. So I think if they, you know, you get down to this, say even just above $2, that's, like I said in another video, that's a huge buying block there between that $2 and 226. That's just, you're going to see a lot of buying in there. That's why if you go all the way back here in August, that's why we saw this. Because it got just below that $2 mark and they just weren't having it, you know. Institutions bought it up and probably some covering in there. So it should be interesting next couple days, next week. Let's see what happens. So everybody have a good night. We'll catch you in the next video.